The C-Series comes with a new remote, and this new remote actually has some programmable soft buttons up here. Let's go through what these programmable soft buttons can do for you. They have certain functionality depending on where you are in trying to use the system, but you can actually assign functionality to these buttons. Let me show you an example of what you can do. Pull up the menu, and you can actually go to Settings first. And what you would want to do is go down to Advanced, and here you see Programmable Soft Buttons. You get an option. What do you want these buttons to do when you're in idle, meaning not in a call, and what would you like these buttons to do when you're in a call? Let's look at idle, for example. In idle, soft button 1 is not set, but maybe we want to set it. I press OK. When I'm in this menu, I can do one of three things. Main source selection would allow me to say when I push that button that the main camera is what gets enabled, or the secondary, the PC, the DVD, or document camera, whatever is attached to this endpoint. The second one would be a camera preset. Now, here we have a camera preset already enabled. We've configured it to say door because when we push this, the camera will zoom to the door and focus in on that. We can have additional presets that are done in a different part of the system. Speed dials actually pulls up your directory, and let's say we were to use my colleague Scott Akama again. So A-U-K. It will pull up Scott. I scroll down to him, and I say OK. I set it as a speed dial, so now when I was to push that button, it would automatically dial Scott. After choosing Scott, he's now become my speed dial for soft button 1, so moving forward, rather than having to look for him in the directory, I would just push that soft button 1 and it'll automatically dial Scott. This is an idle, which means when I'm not in a call. If I back up and I go in a call, I can do that exact same thing. I can assign what I want this button to be, whether it's a camera preset, again, door or anything else I might have set up, or if I wanted to be a speed dial for somebody else, maybe I wanted to be Scott again. So when I'm in a call, I would push the same soft button and it would dial Scott again. So with Scott Akama assigned, I can actually call him now by just pushing this button.
Hey, Raul. How's it going?
It's going, man. It's Friday. It's a wonderful day. So now that we're in this call, maybe I want to zoom in a little bit more on Scott because I feel he's a little far away from me. I hit the Zoom Plus button, take the far end option, and now I have far end camera control, so I'm actually controlling his camera now. I can hit the Zoom Plus button again and zoom in a little bit more so we have a much better face-to-face conversation. If you wanted to have a camera preset, what you'd have to do first is name it to make it obvious as to what that camera preset was looking at. So you would hit the check mark or the central button to bring up your menu, go down to camera control, and the second tab on your top 5 says camera presets. So you'd want to press that. In this case, door exists, but let's say I wanted to add the camera preset. I'd go in here, pick one not defined, and click OK. And here I would give it a name. Once I give it a name, I would actually save the new preset, which I've already done in the case of door. So what happens here is if the camera is off position a little bit, every time I push door, the camera would go to whatever I have actually set up as the preset. With the camera preset already, I can now easily just push the Zoom Plus to show my options on the bottom, press the camera presets button, door is there, and press OK. So anytime somebody comes running into the office to ask me a question, I can switch the camera right over to them in a matter of a split second.